गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम जय गौर निताय जय गौर निताय जय गौर निताय जय जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपदा जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपदा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल गौर प्रेमानंदी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Hare Krishna. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 49, Akrura's mission in Hastinapur. Text 19. Anyathā tva ācaraḻ loke garhito yāsyase tamaḥ tasmāt samatve vartasva pāṇḍaveṣv ātmajeṣu ca anyathā ācaraḻ loke garhito yāsyase tamaḥ tasmāt samatve vartasva pāṇḍaveṣv ātmajeṣu ca anyathā ācaraḻ loke garhito yāsyase tamaḥ tasmāt samatve vartasva pāṇḍaveṣv ātmajeṣu ca. माताजी, अन्यथा ācaraḻ loke garhito yāsyase tamaḥ tasmāt samatve vartasva pāṇḍaveṣu ātmajeṣu ca अन्यथा ācaraḻ loke garhito yāsyase tamaḥ tasmāt samatve vartasva pāṇḍaveṣu ātmajeṣu ca anyathā. Otherwise, tu, however, ācaran, acting, loke, in this world, garhito, condemn, yāsyase, you will attain, tamaḥ, darkness, tasmāt, therefore, samatve, in equanimity, vartasva, remain situated, Pāṇḍaveṣu, towards the Pāṇḍavas, ātmajeṣu, toward your sons, cha, and. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. If you act otherwise, however, people will condemn you in this world, and in the next life, you will enter the darkness of hell. Remain equally disposed, therefore, toward Pāṇḍu's sons and your own. Purport. Dhṛtarāṣṭra's whole problem was his excessive attachment to his nasty sons. That was the fatal flaw that caused his downfall. There was no lack of good advice from all sides, and Dhṛtarāṣṭra even admitted that the advice was sound, but he could not follow it. One can have clear, practical intelligence when the mind and heart are pure. Please repeat. If you act otherwise, however, people will condemn you in this world, and in the next life, you will enter the darkness of hell. Remain equally disposed, therefore, toward Pāṇḍu's sons and your own. Om ajnānatimirandhasya jnānanjanāśalākaya chakshurunmilitam jena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Shri Vishakhan Vitansya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya evacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here Dhṛtarāṣṭra is being advised. Counseled by whom? Who is talking to Dhṛtarāṣṭra? Akrura. Akrura is saying, O king, please be equidisposed towards your younger brother's sons. Kunti and Madri, two wives of Maharaj Pāṇḍu. Maharaj Pāṇḍu died, and Madri took Sati, Vrata, and then Kunti took care of children. But the difficulty was she did not have husband. And at the same time, evil sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra, they gave very hard time to the sons of Maharaj Pāṇḍu, the Pāṇḍavas. So that was very difficult situation. Like sometimes daughters, they are married, they go to their in-laws' home, they live there. And this kind of happening may happen that either husband dies or something happens, some difficulty come upon. So then parents, uncles of the girl, they send some support, at least moral support. So the same thing is being done here when Kunti mentioned that nobody is looking after me. Me and my sons are being mistreated here in Hastinapur. Krishna, please do something about it. Then Krishna sent Akrura to help her out. And Akrura came, he met everyone. He met Pandus, Kunti, Vidura, then Dhṛtarāṣṭra. But Dhṛtarāṣṭra, he is being advised over here. It is a general human tendency not to take feedback or advice in a proper perspective. All of us, we are full of ego. All of us are full with attachment. And because of those attachments and because of that ego, we are not able to take the advice or the feedback in a proper perspective and act upon them. Here, Dhṛtarāṣṭra took the advice. He understood what Akrura is trying to say. And he mentioned, yeah, good advice, nice thing, but I cannot do it. Why cannot do it? Because I am attached to whom? To my sons. So he was very attached. We see in our own lives also, we become attached to so many things. And because of that attachment, our intelligence is covered. We are not able to take proper decision, proper etiquette. We have to think at the feedback or advice. Like many times we saw fall down of big kings, big politicians, big sadhus, big sannyasis, even within ISKCON. So why that happens? Fall downs means what? Not to accept and act on the feedback or the counseling given by our peers, our authorities. When we deny authorities, one and all, then that is called fall down. Imminent fall down. Because we become attached to the position. We become attached to the chair. That is very natural. That is what is happening all over the world. Like one example, we can take the recent political scenario. There were many chief ministers sitting, or the senior political leaders of the states. They were attached to that chair of chief minister. But the command came differently in the welfare or in the good of the political organization. That this change is needed here. Because we want some different good work in like preaching in ISKCON, or like taking care of these schemes of the government by the political people. Similar things here. So they put some people to lead who were of that mood of preaching, that mood of creating a situation where they selflessly they can serve. Not attached to the chair, not attached to the position, not attached to the money, not attached to their family generations, which happens in religious organizations as well as in many political organizations. This is the flaw. In current scenario in the nation, there are leadership being built based upon not the family lineage but based on the qualification. And this was not recently, this was the tradition long back. Maharaj Bharat, he was, he left the kingdom and then they put on the throne to who are more qualified. That's the point. Like, we need qualification, we need qualified leaders everywhere. And what is the qualification of a leader? Maybe political, maybe religious. Qualification is that they are not attached. They are not looking for their own gratification. Like one time in ISKCON even, one spiritual leader, he propagated, yes, chant, but why make so noise? Chant in your heart, silently chant. So that was a change from what Prabhupada said. And that caused, because that little change from the policies, from the authorities, that we have to chant softly, but we have to hear our own chanting. But then change was made in that particular area, that chant in such a way that his sound doesn't come out. Problem began. People began to fall down. Fighting happens. So many problems came in. So we have to stick to our guns, our fundamentals again. That whatever has been mentioned by Prabhupada, we have to follow that. Dhṛtarāṣṭra was blind. Blind, if somebody is blind by eyes, that's okay. But if somebody even blind by ears, nothing can be done. Somebody may have eyes, but if he is blind or deaf with ears, then nothing can help. Important thing is that we take advice of the authorities. We take advice not only the authorities, but from our well-wishers, our peers. And of course, those who give advice or feedback, their style, their mood, their attitude should not be condemnation. The advice should be with a pure heart, for the welfare, for the benefit of the person. Here Akrura is saying that Dhṛtarāṣṭra, please act properly, you are king. As you are taking care of all the people in the kingdom, you must take care of your nephews. They are your responsibility. Otherwise, you will be condemned. You will get into trouble. And of course that happened because he was so much attached. So that is important part, that Dhṛtarāṣṭra did not listen to anyone. There were so many advisors who gave advice. And that is why in Vedic society, to give a proper perspective to the whole system, because haphazardly nothing can happen. One example I will give. I was listening to His Holiness Hanmat Peshak Swami Maharaj there was a class in Belgium and Radhadesh, and he mentioned, I remember distinctly and clearly the power of that particular example. He said, there was a soccer ball match. Soccer means football match. And all the people are there, thousands of people are there to watch the match. and both sides, all the players, goalies and everyone, goalkeepers, they are practicing, they are kicking, and there are maybe 10, 20 balls on the field, and they are passing and they're practicing and passing. It's going on. And people, what they're doing, eating popcorns, peanuts, whatever, and some snacks. They're also talking to each other, not paying any attention to the game, the match, because they're practicing. But now, whistle blows up, and then goalkeeper in the place, halfback, fullback, all positions are taken, and front people, they're standing, and everyone looking, instead of eating popcorn, they're eating popcorn, looking at the match, because they are alert now, because the game has started. System is in place. Penalty corner, penalty stroke, everything is in place. Rules are in place. The game, the fun begins with the rules. Fun begins with the system. In chaos, in some fun things, there is no fun. So life with proper counseling, proper advising, proper feedback, proper principles, regulatory principles, life becomes easier, fun, because you enjoy the system. You enjoy, like we go and go to a railway station, train is coming in time, you board the train, you have reservation, you have particular seat, a berth with you for you, you go there. System is there. But if you see, you boarded the train and you went to your berth and somebody is already lying there, what would you do? Because there is no system. You feel agitated, you feel bad about it. We don't like, but at the same time we don't want to follow. We want system to work, but we don't want to work for the system. That is important. So here Dhṛtarāṣṭra is facing that kind of problem. That's why varnashram is in place. Varna and ashram. 4 varna, 4 ashram. You can go back to Godhead by any of the combination. Like 25 years training in Gurukula, then 25 years grahastha, then 25 years vanprastha, 25 sannyas. But that practically is not happening anymore because people die around 60, 70 years old. So why varnashrama was needed? Because we wanted to train, we wanted to give proper training to the people. Like here, many times in our Gurukula, there are students, they are getting training, they are memorizing shlokas, they are understanding principles of religion, philosophy, and at some point they get married. And at some point, excuse me, they get lost. Not fully lost, but like little bit into Maya like situation. They enjoy life and everything, they forget what they have been practicing for 25 years. But when they mature a little bit further, then they begin to recall all those practices. They begin to recall what I was doing, and I was like a Yamunacharya. He was 10 years old, and there was in the kingdom there was a big Vedic scholar, Kolahala. And what happened? Anyone who would do argument or shastras with him, if they are defeated, they have to pay tax. Otherwise, they have to argue with him or do shastras. So, Yamunacharya's guru was not there, and the disciples of Kolahala, they went to the ashram and said, "Where is your guru?" He said, "He is not here." But he did not pay any taxes for so long. Is he mad? Doesn't he know that the king will be punishing him? Why didn't he pay taxes? So he said, Why he must pay tax to you? Because otherwise you have to do shastrartha. So he said, okay, I will go for shastrartha. And do you know what does it mean? You will have to die if you are defeated. Okay, that's fine. So 10 years old Jamunacharya, he went to do shastrartha. So when the king's people came to take him, he said, no, I won't go like on foot. I would go into palanquin because that's the etiquette, because I am doing shastrartha. So palanquin was called, he went to the court. And then Kolahala asked so many questions to little Jamunacharya, 10 years old, and he answered them all easily. And then he said, but you are asking so many easy questions. Can I ask you some questions? Oh, yeah, ask anything. He said, I have 3 propositions. And you have to defeat my 3 propositions. Number 1 is, and queen and king, they are sitting there, and this argument, Shastras is going on, and there's a match of all good matches, like cricket match. They're all like 10 runs in 6 balls, anyway. So it's a big climax. So Jamunacharya, he said, I have 3 propositions and defeat my propositions. Number 1 is that your mother is a barren woman. Kolahana said, how is that possible? I am here sitting in front of you. How can my mother be barren? Banj, barren. So he was, what to say about it? Okay, you can't answer that, you can't defeat that. Here's my next proposition. That our queen is most chaste queen. And now Kolahala was saying, my God, what the hell is going on if I say queen is not chaste? She is sitting there and king is going to kill me right away. It was again, what can I say about it? Okay, you can't defeat my second proposition. Let me speak of my third proposition. And what is that? That king is a righteous man. And again, Kolahala said, what to do with this if I say king is not righteous? He is sitting there. He is going to kill me. So then he said, everyone in the audience, they were saying, yes, good job, Jamunacharya. This Kolahala, arrogant and proud, now is going to be defeated. But then some said, yes, but this was not the arrangement. He asked these nonsense questions which he has no answer. He doesn't know even himself. Then people said, no, he's not going to answer these questions. You have to answer. It was not the arrangement. That if the question is not answered by you, then he will have to answer. That was not the arrangement. You answer. And you are defeated because, no. Yamunacharya, okay, don't worry. I will answer. Don't worry. So Yamunacharya said, first proposition was that your mother is a barren woman. And the defeat of that was that your mother is not a barren woman. So, your mother, according to Manu Samhita, if a woman has only one child, that is considered a barren woman. So, the proposition was that your mother is not a barren woman, barren woman, but not a. So, he proved that way that according to Manu Samhita, a lady, if she has only one child, she can be considered a barren woman. So that was done. Everyone was approved. Wow, Yamunacharya, great job. The second was that queen is chaste. and the defeat can be happen, the defy can happen like she is not chaste. So he said, because in king, demigods they reside in the body of the king. Vayu, Chandra, Indra, Surya, they all. Okay, king is representing them. And that's how, by associating with king, the queen is not chaste because she is associating simultaneously with so many men. That was also defeated. And people was, wow, great job, Yamnacharya, you defeated the Kolahala. And the third one was that the king is pious and was to be said defeated like a king is not pious. And king is there. So Yamnacharya said, yes, king is not pious because he is taking 1/6 karma of the sins committed by the people of the kingdom. That's why he is not pious. So Yamnacharya defeated, and finally Kolahala was expelled, and Yamnacharya, because the thing was that I will give the kingdom. So Yamnacharya was offered half of the kingdom of the king, and now 10-year-old boy Yamnacharya, he is a king. And now he is learning all the politics and doing so many things. But then in this whole thing, he forgot Bhagavad-Gita, he forgot the verses he memorized in the ashram, he forgot the translations, he forgot the philosophy, he stopped his chanting rounds, he stopped his daily Bhagavatam class, and sort of distracted from the spiritual practices. And Nata Muni, who was the there, who took care of the ashram, he had a disciple, Ram Mishra. And he told to Ram Mishra that bring Yamnacharya back. He has stopped his practices. He got lost in this politics and kingdom and money and affairs. Then Ram Mishra, he did a trick. Because to reach to the king and say something, to give feedback or give counseling, impossible. How to do all of this? So Ram Mishra did a trick. He had a very special, there was a very special kind of a spinach sag, which was very delicious, very healthy, nutritious, and good for the brain and body and everything. So he took that spinach and went to the kitchen and gave it to the cook, that cook this for the king. In such a such way, he will love it. So cook made that spinach wonderfully and was served to the king. King ate it. Wow, wonderful. Okay. So every day Ram Mishra will bring his spinach, and every day it will be cooked, and every day he will eat, and he will feel very happy, satisfied, and love it. As per plan, Ram Mishra one day did not go, and his spinach was not there. And the king sat to eat the spinach. He asked the cook, but where is the spinach? It's so delicious, so wonderful, so nutritious. He said, yeah, sir, one guy, he used to bring every day this spinach for you, for your health, for your benefit, and for your lunch. But today he didn't come. Oh, who is that? Oh, there's a guy, Ram Mishra, his name, and he used to bring. The king said, okay, when he comes, bring him to me. That was the plan. And when Ram Mishra came next day, cook mentioned that king wants to meet you. So Ram Mishra met Yamnacharya and said, I want to meet you all by myself. So king is sitting alone, and Ram Mishra said that your forefathers have left a big treasure for you, which is guarded by the two rivers. So there was a temple between two rivers anyways. So come with me. I will find that treasure for you, help you find that. So Ram Mishra with the king disguised, they were walking, and on the way Ram Mishra was explaining about the Bhagavad-Gita, about the chanting, about the japa, and about the process of human form of life, the purpose and everything. And he felt, oh my God, I was trapped so much in these political things and forgot the purpose of life. I don't want to go back. I give up the kingdom and, I'm not interested anymore. Then he went to the temple and he chanted and he revived his Krishna consciousness and became a big Yamunacharya and guided in the 11th century the whole movement of bhakti with Ramanujacharya after him. So they are the big stalwart acharyas who propagated bhakti. So the point here is that we have to take advice. We have to take counsel. Sometimes people who are like Guru na Sashyat, Jani na Sashyat, Suradhan na Sashyat, you cannot be a good friend, you cannot be a good guru, you cannot be good parents. Unless you save your world, your praja, your children from the clutches of death, Jan Mrityu, then the job is done. So when we are chastised by the authorities, or corrected by the authorities, or given feedback by the authorities, we have to learn how to take it in a positive spirit for our own benefit, giving up that ego, false ego, which forces us to not to accept any feedback. And that is called fall down. Here, Dhṛtarāṣṭra, heading for fall down, head knows. Why is that? Because he refused to take the feedback. He is so much attached to his sons in the throne. Because that happened when he was being made king. Vidura said, no, he cannot be king, he should not be blind. So younger brother Pāṇḍu was put on the throne. So Dhṛtarāṣṭra was feeling like, oh God, if I had not been blind, I would have been the king. Because I am the eldest. So sometimes these things happen. What Akrura is telling to Dhṛtarāṣṭra here, same thing was mentioned by Krishna to Arjuna. That you act, do your duty properly. Otherwise you must face an inglorious death. If you will win, you will go to heavenly planets, enjoy life. If you will win, you enjoy the kingdom. If you lose and die, you go to heavenly planets. You enjoy there. So you will, but duty is to fight. Dhṛtarāṣṭra, your duty is to take care of your nephews. Because your brother has died. But he would not listen. And this process, that what we mention all the time is that one thing is morality. Morality means that we do things which are justified on a moral ground. But varnashrama, morality, they are all at a material platform. Because here, morality fell down and Dhṛtarāṣṭra's ego became bigger. And he did not follow the proper advice. But on the other hand, the opposite of this morality is the bhakti path. Morality cannot survive or win because there is a desire to enjoy, there is attachment there. But bhakti takes care of all those things, ego, attachment, so many problems, difficulty, yāsyase, bhakti, bhagavati, akinchana, sarve tatra samasite gunesura, harava bhaktasya kuto mahat guna, manorathen dhavato asato bhahi. Yāsyase, bhakti, bhagavati, akinchana. Without any ulterior motive. If somebody is engaged in bhakti-yoga, all the good qualities, samasite sura, they are my God's qualities, they get into this person. Because he is engaged in bhakti-yoga. And harava bhaktasya, if you are not devotee, you are not engaged in devotional service, kuto mahat guna. What qualities you may have? You may do big nuclear blast, or you may be big scientist, you may be big ruler, but you are a bhakta. What guna you have, what qualities you have, what attributes you have? Zero. Why? Because you are running, just speculating things. You are confused. Because you are on a mental platform. But bhakti yoga or bhakt, They are engaged in service of Krishna. That is why they can control their ego. They can control their anger. They can control their urges. Vacho vegam, manasa krodh vegam, jiva vegam, udra upastha vegam, etan vegan vishiyat didya sarvam apim pratim sashishyat. Vacho vegam. Urge of speaking controlled. Urge of speaking controlled. How that is controlled? By talking about Krishna. By hearing pastimes of Krishna. By repeating pastimes of Krishna. Discussing bhakti-yoga. That is how the urge of speaking can be controlled. Otherwise we talk nonsense like a frog, trr, and the snake comes and eat it. Finish. So, vachavega, manasa, mind. Our mind is always engaged in something, thinking, feeling, willing, and doing things, and thinking all the time, how can I get this, how can I get that, how can I enjoy this thing, all the time. Mind is controlled by bhakti-yoga. Why bhakti-yoga? Because one time, a devotee, brahmachari, saffron cloth brahmachari, and he, some girl approached that, okay, I want to marry. And he said, yeah. And the girl said, but I see you have no time. I want you to give me some time so that marriage life can go on. And you are 12 hours per day engaged in devotional service. Then brahmachari said, yes, if I take grasta, I must earn, I must give you time, I must have children, or give you children, that's natural. And your argument that I'm busy 12 hours a day, yeah, because I'm busy 12 hours a day, that's how my senses are controlled. That's how I'm staying brahmachari. If I'm not 12 hours per day engaged in seva, bhakti, or rather 24 hours through mind, not by body. Body means 12 hours, you're doing this thing, that thing. You're carrying out so many chores and duties in the temple, services, going out book distribution. There's a marathon time, everyone. We request everyone this time, around the year, but this time is special marathon. Everyone must sponsor Gitas or get Gitas and give to all the relatives and friends. Take it. And teach them later on a little bit. This is how you can read it. Second chapter is like this. First chapter is like this. You can guide a little bit. Like whenever I meet somebody, I give Gita. And I refer that I am not just giving. When we will meet next time, I am giving assignment. Read 922, read 1866, read 240, read first verse, and I give them assignment whenever I meet. And when they come and meet me again, I ask, did you read that? Oh no, I forgot. Okay, next time when you come again. So people don't want to come because they know that I'm going to ask whether you read that verse or not. So they begin to read. And then they begin to ask questions. That is spiritual life. Practical aspect of spiritual life. So the point here is, what Krishna mentioned to Arjuna, same thing Akrura is mentioning to Dhṛtarāṣṭra. That you follow. Otherwise, you will fall down from your position. You must do your duty. And one time Srila Prabhupada gave little correction to a devotee in Germany. A fan was running, light was on, and the devotee was sitting outside chanting around, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And Prabhupada said, you are good for nothing. He wasn't able to take the feedback. Next morning, he packed up all his bags and everything, he was about to leave. And Prabhupada came to know that this devotee is about to leave. Prabhupada called him, got hold of his hand, and with tears in his eyes he said, my duty is to give you correction. My duty is to purify you. Please do not leave. Take this as a humble feedback so that you can grow in your spiritual life, so that you can become more fixed up. Then devotee stayed. That's a leadership. That's a feedback. That is important, that we understand that feedback has to be given not out of our own self, position and prestige, but for the benefit of the person. And this has to go across. My feeling of thinking of his good must be felt by the person. Otherwise, like I'm professor, I talk to students, I advise them hundreds of times every day. Every time I advise them, I make sure, like one time, I was sitting in my room, one boy, out of his just naughtiness, put the MCB down of my room and ran away. Nothing big. It's a real event I'm speaking. He just did it. Mischievous, sometimes students, they play like that. So then I called my PA and asked, okay, get the camera report, and the boy was brought to me finally. Here is the boy who put the MCB down. So I could have given him some punishment, suspend or something, or fine or something, but I counseled him. I'm going to put this act, this mischievous act report in your one-page summary of the grades and attendance and everything as a caution red flag that you did this. And now, nothing will happen to you. I will make sure this won't impact anything of you, but record is done. And you know that this act, this mischievous act is recorded in your one-page report which is in computer all the time. And when you will do second time anything like misbehave with the bearer or misbehave with some other students or misbehave with the professor, and then we will call you again and we will look at your background in the computer and we'll see, yes, he has one incident already done and now he's the second one. We'll put down on the computer again that he did this and we'll leave you again. But if you do that third time, we will take strict action. So this is in your favor. Feedback, checking, stopping, forbidding, these acts are good. Like one time, it was evening time, I was driving and I had to reach my motel and we were all sleepy and I was driving 90 miles an hour. That I should not be done. My wife told me, don't drive that fast. I have to reach. But she said, you are sleepy and you are driving so fast. So I bring that down to 80. But then, red flashlight behind me, where the police came and stopped me and gave me a ticket of $168 back then, maybe 15, 20 years ago. And I was like, oh. I was sleepy, my eyes became wide open. I was not attentive, now I became attentive. I was risking my and my children's life, my family's life. Now I am careful. So these is advising, counseling, stopping, forbidding, good for us. But we do not think that way. That is our problem. So here, the important part is, whenever an advice is given to us, like Bali, when Sugriva called him second time, oh Bali, come out, I want to fight you. And he was beaten first time because Rama was not able to recognize who is who. And then he went again and his wife Tara said, Bali, please do not go. Here there may be a plot. Sugriva is not strong enough to fight you. Now he is calling you second time. Please do not go. He did not take the advice. Got killed. Because it is male ego. Who are you, my wife? Giving me advice? Women, how can they advise? I'm the man, I know what to do, what not to do. So that male ego came, like, oh, God died. So this happens. So ego has to be given up. Attachment has to be controlled. Not misguided. And we have to take counsel. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Any questions or comments? There's a microphone.
Professor, thank you. time. I see that somehow in your presentation, of course I have one comment and one question. In your presentation, it appears that you model up morality, because what we have here is entitlement of morality. We see remaining equally disposed. It's a concept of morality. And I want to say this before the question. When a teacher is not moral, can student be moral? That is just aside of the question. And now the question, the first one was just a comment. The question now, what we hear from the purport, excessive attachment, with present day idea of what we have, how do we balance? How do we draw that distinction between the Dhṛtarāṣṭra of the then age and the present, Dhṛtarāṣṭra of this age? How do we make a distinction of that? That is the question.
Very good question. How do we balance things in the present age where things are not very conducive to all these things, right? Something like that. So the whole point here is we need not to give up anything in Krishna consciousness. We need not to give up attachment. We need not give up eating. We did not give up mating. We did not need to give up sleeping. We need not to change anything. We keep all of that, our traits, our jobs, our family, everything. Only thing, shift the focus from our own to Krishna. Simple. Do everything. Like yesterday, day before yesterday, we were in Hindi class and the Prabhupada mentioned a verse, प्रापंचिका कथिया बुद्धिया हरि संबंधी वस्तुना मुमुक्षु भी परित्यागो वैराग्य फाल्गु उच्यते. False renunciation, no. False morality, no. Like Yudhishthira, morality, never spoke a lie. Very moral. Dharma, sakshat dharma. But then Krishna asked, tell a lie. He spoke the lie. And he had to see the hell. People say Yudhishthira had to go to hell's gate because of that sin. No. Yudhishthira had to go to hell gate, did not go inside the hell, but had to see the face of the hell just because he delayed in speaking a lie. His decision, or he delayed. No, I cannot because I never spoke. He hesitated. That brought him to hell. Not that because he spoke a lie. So the point here is, we have to, in this material world, bhavam buddhi vats samasida pad pallav plavam gato mukund yasho harir murari bhavam buddhi vats padam jat vipdam na tesham. Every step there is a danger in this world. Pad, every step. But those who have taken shelter of the boat of Lord Krishna's lotus feet, samasita, ye pad pallav plavam boat, and always engage in the glorification and service of Krishna, then what happens to them? That big bhava sagar, bhavam buddhi, Ambudhi means the ocean, and bhav means to be, to come again and again in this material world and take birth and suffer life after life. That bhava sagar becomes like vatsapadam. Vats means calf, and padam means his footprint. On the bank of a river, when calf they walk, the water fills in their hoof print. So the bhava sagar, see the simile, see the example given by the Shastra. That bhava sagar will become like a vatspadam, water filled in the hoof print of a calf. Amazing. That is bhakti-yoga. It can happen, it will happen, and we'll go back to Godhead. Such a nice thick carpet, beautiful weather, nice prasadam, management nicely, everything. And donation is coming because we are purely glorifying Krishna without any of our ulterior motive, without any glorification. But Krishna is beautiful. That is why this whole big is not our strength. We are just purifying our own existence by engaging in some minor service or big service. Like I was in Salt Lake City Temple one time, Spanish Fork, and on the board Charu Prabhu wrote, you move on to the higher seva by performing the seva given to you nicely. That was written on the board. He writes every day something for preaching. It's a fact. When we perform the seva nicely, then management may say, yes, your integrity and your sincerity and your action, your everything is so nice. You have done that thing very nicely, honestly, everything was managed nicely. Now you do this, which is even higher. And higher means not any enjoyment, more tolerance, more hard work, more hours to be put in, more counseling. Higher doesn't mean that I sit on top of head of everyone. No, higher means I am servant leader. Bhakti Tirth Maharaj wrote a book, Servant Leader. Anyways, very nice question. I hope that answered her. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Yes.
Speaking, Dhṛtarāṣṭra was blind, and he was blind from the knowledge also. So he did not listen to anyone. So what was the reason he could not listen to anyone?
Good question. Why Dhṛtarāṣṭra? He was advised in so many ways and never listened. Because of his attachment to his sons. He was not able to counsel and properly train his own sons that, look, I am caretaker as a king and you are my son. Yudhishthira is senior. He is more liked by the people. Better I put him on that and you help him. No, he was not able to, because he was attached himself. Because he thought if Yudhishthira become Yuvraj and I am the king, I am finished. So he was attached. He said, my son will become king, then I will be staying like a king all the time. So he was attached to the position, to the chair, to his children. Attachment was the cause of his fall down. Like many times we see so many advice, so many counsel coming, and we don't listen because we are fixed in our mind. I won't listen because I want this. And I just shut my ears, shut my brain to any advice. And that is called fall down. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice class. Just want on this point of his attachment to his son. Isn't it so that in the longer run, the fight will take place and Krishna will speak Bhagavad-Gita and purify everyone by his words? So is it not all of Dhṛtarāṣṭra's attachment actually a plan of the Lord's will?
Very good question. That this kind of attitude by Dhṛtarāṣṭra, by not taking the advice and counsel and a feedback in a proper perspective, and he stayed put with his sons, and then big war happened. It was Krishna's plan, of course, but Krishna himself went to Dhṛtarāṣṭra, to their kingdom as a messenger of Pāṇḍavas, that give them only 5 villages because they are Kshatriyas, they must rule. They must be given jamidari, something to do, some tax collection, some welfare activity can be, because they are Kshatriyas. And Duryodhana said, I will not give even the tip of a needle's size of land. So Krishna tried. But whatever we do, whatever happens, is a big picture of Krishna's plan. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karan Karana. He cause of all causes. But at the same time, like Arjuna, he declined to fight. So, but the big thing is that Krishna advised him to fight, and he didn't want to fight. So, war, win or lose, is all things, Krishna knows the outcome. Like Krishna is driving chariot of Arjuna, and he went far away, chasing 2 brothers, and Abhimanyu got killed. Abhimanyu got killed. Arjuna did not say to Krishna, "Oh Krishna, you are God himself, yourself. You know everything, past, present, future. Why did not you stop me chasing these two brothers?" And Abhimanyu got killed back there. You knew that he is going to be killed there. Why didn't you stop? He did not say that. He never said that. Because Krishna's plan, no one knows. No one knows how he wanted to purify us, what message he wanted. He wanted to make Abhimanyu, Veer Abhimanyu, famous for all time to come. He wanted Pāṇḍavas to get big name, that despite of all tribulations, they remembered Krishna. Kunti said, "Give us more tribulations, because when we get in trouble, we call you, you come and you show us an apunarbhav darshanam. By seeing you, we do not take birth again." That is the advantage. So we have to see the bright side. Thank you very much. Good question. Okay, one last question I have to take, Mataji's.
Thank you for wonderful class. You said due to our attachment and false ego, we are not willing to take advice, and which cause fall down. But what about someone who is willing to take advice and indeed gets a lot of advice, but due to someone's lack of intelligence, doesn't know how to discriminate what is good advice, what is bad advice? So how do we discriminate?
So, good question. That sometimes we take advice and that advice is not sometimes good, and we run into some difficult situation by that advice, by following that advice. Generally in Shastra, like Hanuman Swami, he mentions, you take advice from 6 Brahmanas. And if you land into hell, then you will find 6 people sitting beside you. So giving advice is very crucial. Feedback is very crucial. Sometimes people ask me, give advice. So I read from Bhagavad-Gita or Bhagavatam, I don't speak my own words. Because if I give wrong advice, I will land into hell with that person. So giving counseling is very serious business. I cannot be a counselor if I have my own agenda in my mind. So that's very serious matter. So sometimes we, like we got a disease, we go to a doctor, then we go to a specialist, then we go to another. So we take advice, 2-3 people, then we summarize their advice and act our own, thinking all the pros and cons and everything. So it's a blind following, also not a very good thing. Anyway, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.